Good morning, children. Today I am going to teach you about sources of history. What is history? History tells about any event that belongs to the past. Means history is a science in which we get the information about the events. But which events? The events that took place in the past. So simply we can say that history is all about study of past. It not only deals with person's life but also the whole nation. Means in history we are not study only about person's life but also about the whole nation. Do you know, children, who studies about history? Historian. Means the person who studies and write about history is known as historian. And the person who studied history for the first time is Herodotus, and he is known as father of history. Children, history tells us so many things about past, like how people lived in the past, what kind of food they ate, what kind of clothes they wore, etc. So in short, history is all about study of past. Do you know, children, how historians arranges the events? They do it in the chronological order. Here chronological means arrange the events in the order in which they happened. So historians display the events in the order in which they happened in the past. For example, you got up at 7:30. After that you had your breakfast. Then you go to school. Then you have break. Then you take your lunch. In the example, the events are showed in the order in which they happened. So this is called a timeline. Likewise, in history, historians use this timeline to study about the past events. For example, something happened in 1700. After that, some other thing happened in 1750. So this event shows after 1700. Then some other thing happened in 1800. So this shows after 1750. And then again some other event took place in 1850. So this have to be showed after 1800. On the basis of this timeline, the historians divide the earliest records into two parts, that is history and prehistory. History is the recorded events of the past, like I explained you before. And prehistory, as its name defines, it is a time period before history. Let's discuss their difference in detail. Prehistory is the study of period of time before written records. History is the study of past based on the written records of the past. Means prehistory refers to that period of time when writing was not discovered, and history refers to the period after writing was discovered. Information about prehistory can be gained through ancient carvings and artifacts, while information about history can be gained through written records. Prehistory is the time period before history, and history is the time period after prehistory. Prehistory does not mention any dates of the events. History mentions the date of the events that happened in the past. Means in prehistory we don't have any idea about when the events took place. But in history we know the dates of the events that happened in the past. Sources of history. Sources of history are those sources that inform us about history. Historians use these sources to know about the past. Children, there are two types of sources of history, that is literary sources and archaeological sources. Most of the handwritten documents come under the literary sources. It is further divided into two categories, that is manuscripts and inscriptions. Archaeological sources are those sources that act as an evidence of the material that gives information about past. Means when historians get proof with information comes under the archaeological sources. It has three kinds, that is monuments, coins and artifacts. Children, let's discuss their kinds in detail. First is manuscripts. Manuscript is a document that is written by hand. People of ancient times did not know how to use the paper for writing, so they used the birch bark and palm leaves for writing so that they share their experience with others. Children, this is the birch tree and this is the outer thin layer of the tree which is known as bark, and it is used for writing in the past. These written documents is a manuscripts which is used in the past for writing, and at present these manuscripts are kept in monasteries and libraries. Next is inscriptions. Inscriptions are the written records which were carved on rock, cave walls, metal pillars, temple walls, stone tablets and so on. They provide a lot of information about kings, their languages and even the achievements of the king in the past. As you can see in the image, children, these are the written records that were carved on the walls. Next is monuments. Any building which was built for some special purpose are called monuments. For example, temples, palaces, forts, etc. They give information about the occasions on which they were built. For example, Taj Mahal, which is the most popular monument of India, provide information of the Mughal times. Next we have coins. Coins also give us so much information about the past. The coins that was discovered in past were made of copper, bronze, gold and silver. Coins have images of various kings and gods. It also have the date of year written behind it, as you can see in the image, children, which inform us in which year coin was made. Last is artifacts. Artifacts are the variety of things that a man used in his day-to-day life in the past. Means all the belongings of the people are called artifacts. The artifacts that are used by the people in the past also provide us so much information about the past. For example, toys, ornaments, pots, etc. Thank you.